How's it going, everybody? Happy February to all. We are all set and ready to get this episode rolling. Thank you for clicking on that play button and hanging out with us today.
If you didn't know, we're three friends talking about all sorts of topics and surviving this journey from our 20s to our third life crisis. So join us on this wild adventure.
My name is John Michael, and I have Austin and Cassie with me as always. How are you guys doing today?
Hey.
Good.
Today is Tuesday, February 5th, and we have another good episode for y'all today. Before we get into the episode, at 3RD Life Podcast, that's the social media handle. Check us out on all the social sites and on YouTube by searching Third Life Crisis Podcast. Austin has been putting in his blood, sweat, and tears into these videos.
Yes.
I think they've been good. Yeah, they're good.
So make sure you check out what we have on there and show us some love. Alrighty, how you guys doing today? How was y'all's weekend? Super Bowl weekend.
It was fine.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Did you have a big old party?
No. And I really thought our neighbors were going to ask us over, and they didn't. I was a tad bit disappointed, but, it's whatever. It's fine.
It's fine.
Did they have a party?
I don't know, but there's only two of us. It's not like I'm bringing a whole gang full of people.
Yeah, but if they didn't have a party.
But, they have a get-together. There's like 6 trucks parked outside our house.
Maybe it was just for family, not friends.
I wouldn't even call us friends. It'd be like acquaintances. I still want to go over and eat other people's food. All right.
Speaking of eat, you guys always make a spread, right?
I don't know about spread. Austin wanted a spread. He's like, I would like this. He just thinks like I have chef written on my forehead. And like anything he's craving, I can just create out of thin air. And that's not the case because I can't cook that well. So he was like, he just starts listing all these things, and I was like, you can have 2 of those things.
Didn't even get 2.
And then when we got to the grocery store, there was a shit ton of people, and so I was like, I can't. I was so anxious in there. There's so many people. I didn't know what ingredients. I was getting ingredients for 2 different recipes. I was like, this isn't right. And I was like, you can have one thing, and it's just gonna have to be enough. I'm sorry.
So you only made one thing? Was the egg rolls?
Yeah.
Nice. I have to try these egg rolls. Austin's literally bragging about them every year.
Dude, they're so fucking good. Like, I don't like to brag on myself, but they're so good.
They're really
Austin,
good.
Pretty good? Yeah?
Yeah, she made chicken and pork. Pork easily the number 1.
Yeah, I've always liked pork better, but, people are like, I want chicken and shrimp, and no, it's just something about the pork tastes better.
But yeah, we've had the egg rolls before on other Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. It keeps coming back.
His mom keeps asking too. Alice keeps asking. I'm like, oh yeah, I've never made egg rolls. Oops.
What'd y'all think of the game? I mean, the world has spoken. The sports world spoke about the game. How it was boring, but what did y'all think? Let me ask Cassie first, because Cassie, you're not that big of a football fan.
Yeah, no. So I was like, I want to watch this show on Netflix, and I was like, there's only 8 episodes, right? So I'll watch 1 or 2, and then I'll start cooking, because the egg rolls takes a while, right? Like, you have to cook everything, you have to let it cool, you have to wrap them, then you have to deep fry them. So it's like it's a process. And I was like, oh, I'll start like 2 hours before the game. I was like, oh, that should be enough time. And then 1 hour before the game, I was like, I guess I should start cooking. And by the time I finished everything and we sat down and ate, I think we're in the 3rd quarter. And so I only got to relax for a little bit, and then it was the 4th quarter, and I was like, well, shit, this game is boring. And that was it. Like, I was deep frying, hoping my house wouldn't catch on fire while I was trying to watch the halftime show. So I would like not put anything in for like a few minutes, but then it starts to, it's hot oil. So I was like, oh, I'll just dip some in and kind of like look and listen. I was like, turn the TV up, because I couldn't hear over all the noise. But other than that, I really didn't watch it except for the end, which again, nothing really happened. I was just hoping our numbers hit, and those didn't hit either. So
Austin, what was your take on it while these egg rolls were cooking in the back?
It was fine. I thought at first with that first interception, I was like, oh, okay, it's gonna be a game. But then no one could really gain any traction. Both teams looked timid. So I watched it, but at the same time, I was also playing Civ 6 on my Switch, so...
So it didn't have your full attention.
It did, because, I mean, like, I think I texted you, Civ 6, it's turn-based civilization game, so I don't have to stay focused on it. I can watch the play, do a turn, watch the play, do a turn. But yeah, there was just no big plays, no game-changing anything really till the end. I know it was the lowest watched Super Bowl in the last decade. It did really bad numbers. I think maybe if it would have been more exciting, the numbers would be greater or higher.
Can I ask you a question? What was the whole point of like the YouTube watch the big game on? Is that just like trying to attract people our age? I don't understand.
To watch it where?
No,
On
so
YouTube.
Cassie thought, that's not. I probably should have mentioned this when you first said that. I was just like, oh, she'll figure it out.
No,
It's
I
just
would not figure it out. That's why I effing asked.
It's just like
why would
every.
I ask questions I'm going to go look for the answer for? You could have just answered my question.
Because it's like any other football, baseball, basketball game. This is the pregame
That I
show.
don't
Host it, but anything.
No, it wasn't just the pregame show. It was like watch the Super Bowl on YouTube TV.
But they said it as part of the pregame show. It's the same thing with with anything where, hey, this is the Verizon pregame show, and then they say make sure to watch Verizon, the NBA on Verizon, because we have the app and you can watch all the games. It's the same thing. It's just the pregame show that was hosted by YouTube, and so their plug was you can watch it on YouTube. It's a simple thing. It's just a hosting thing. It's not that big of a deal.
They just kept saying it. I was like, I don't understand. Do people watch this on YouTube?
Yeah, people have YouTube
Through
as
YouTube
their
TV?
Yeah, I agree. You're talking about the numbers as far as the lowest.
Yeah. That I'm sure, even without having such a boring game, quote unquote, that the numbers would still be low, just because I think the majority of America did not want to see the Patriots back in it. So people at work, when I showed up the next day, some of them said they didn't even watch, which is crazy. I mean, even with this game being low and slow, I was still watching it.
Yeah, it was definitely my take on it, same as y'all, same as the general public's. It was definitely boring, slow. Was watching for my numbers to hit as well, which they did.
Nice.
So when they hit in the second quarter, I was kind of rooting for that. Like, I was still kind of glued because I didn't want them to score at that point. And then when they did score, I wanted them to keep the numbers the same. Or, Anyway, we asked I guess our followers on Twitter and Facebook who was going to win, or Austin asked. And 9, 10, 12, 13. Out of 13 votes, everyone but I guess one person voted the Los Angeles Rams.
I saw that everywhere, though. I saw that everywhere.
Right. I mean, they were the underdogs. I'm sure Vegas had them under, or everybody had them under, which I don't understand why. Okay, I guess I understand why.
Did you watch the game?
Season stats wise, I understand why.
But I mean, they weren't underdogs by a large margin. Vegas had them like 2.5.
I was gonna say probably 3, but I guess I didn't.
Well, I think they started off and they were bet down to 2.5. But yeah, like on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter from other sites like our news up here, NBC DFW, the Chive, like everyone was posting who do you think's gonna win, and every one of the polls that I did, the majority said Rams. But again, I think that's because the nation just didn't want to see the Patriots win again.
I agree that the people are probably tired. The general public is probably tired of seeing the Patriots. But I also think, to give the Rams credit, right, they had a high-powered offense all season with Gurley rushing in touchdowns up until the last couple of games.
Gurley did nothing the game before, yeah. And did nothing
that's
this
another
game.
thing, too. The running back, whoever follows football, the star running back, was severely underused.
He has to be injured. I know he said he wasn't.
Which raised the question, like, what's wrong with him?
I saw this morning on Undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
where Eric Dickerson was on, and he said that Gurley texted him. I forgot when, maybe a couple days before, a week before, saying that he was good to go, 100%, but he's clearly not 100%. And I'm sure we're going to hear in the next couple days something was torn, something was, that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
But, I mean, sucks. Because I think if Gurley was in 100%, he at least gets one touchdown. At least. And maybe at least breaks 100 yards. So.
All season he did it. He's a big chunk of the reason why they were where they were.
Right.
Into the postseason.
Right.
Now, postseason, again, he was not himself, but I don't know. But
we should start a sports podcast, just FYI.
Or would you say a sports Twitter?
I would.
Moving on to something Cassie could possibly partake in here. The commercials. Well, then again, you were cooking, so maybe you didn't watch the commercials. But the commercials were not that great this year either.
Yeah, Austin would tell me like, "Oh my god," and I'd like turn around like, "Oh, what is it?" And it's just like a regular commercial. I was like, "Oh," like I thought he was showing me something like that was coming out that hadn't been seen before or aired before.
Yeah.
But it was just like I
the
don't know, some mermaid swimming. I was like, I gotta not burn the house down.
I thought the mermaid swimming, that was the first commercial. I was like, oh, that's okay.
That was the first commercial. That was kind of funny, pitching the sharks.
Right. That's good. All the Bud Light ones were funny, I thought. The Twilight Zone was a cool one. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with that. What he's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably gonna be either remake them or they have whole new stories. But that's the director to Us and
This Is Us and Get Out.
This Is Us and
Oh, This Is Us. No, it's just Us, right?
It's just Us, yeah. And Get Out.
It's
yeah.
Us.
I didn't recognize him at first, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" And I was like, "Oh, it makes sense. He's entering that genre of, he's good at it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, these are going to be all new episodes, but that's cool.
But it's on Amazon or CBS streaming.
No, CBS, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know how I feel about that.
And that was it. I mean, the Google ones could have been better, I thought. The Microsoft one we have seen before, where they have that adaptive controller. I think the best commercial was the NFL one, where they had like NFL 100, and you saw all the Hall of Famers, Super Bowl champions, Ninja.
That was probably that was the best one.
But everything else, nothing really to write home about.
Every year, I look forward to the commercials. Like, I get excited for them, and I kind of got Jessica in a bad mood because it was like gonna be 5, and we were supposed to go to her parents, and we weren't at her parents yet. We were just gonna leave the house, and I was like, she was just laying there under the blankets. I was like, babe, let's go if you want to get your shoes on. And she just looked at me and stayed under the blankets. I put my shoes on. I walked back. Babe, let's go. She looked at me again. Just back at the TV. I was like, babe, let's go. And she got real mad.
I don't get it. Why did she get mad?
She woke up from a nap and she was just coming to.
Oh, I hate that. Austin can't talk to me for like half an hour.
Oh, but it was.
Don't even ask me anything. Don't even look at me. I'm just like so groggy. I'm like, what?
But that's exactly how she was, and I didn't want to miss a commercial, which I did apparently, a few, but I was there for majority of it. But I was disappointed because not a lot of them were good.
Yeah.
I always look forward to trailers. I was excited to see the Avengers trailer, the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark book adaptation trailers. They showed the Toy Story trailer at the very end. Did you see that one?
Yes. And then Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh yeah, Hobbs and Shaw. But Hobbs and Shaw actually came out a couple of days before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a Super Bowl one. And on that topic of that movie, it's probably gonna be a good movie. But the fact that they're doing this, I don't know, it feels kind of desperate.
No, I mean,
like, call it a Fast and Furious movie. Not, I guess they are calling it that, but title it that.
Fast and Furious presents Hobbs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know.
Because it's not.
I didn't like that they did that.
It's not. Fast and Furious is about the Toretto family, right? Like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, these guys aren't. So it's just
I get
same
that.
thing with Star Wars, like the canon 9 Star Wars films to be are the Skywalker saga. So when they did Rogue One or they do the Han Solo movie, it's in the same universe, same character, but
again, I get it. I just don't like it. I'm probably gonna watch it.
You're still gonna go watch it.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's gonna be an AMC movie for me if we go see it.
Okay.
It's too much now. They're fighting supervillains.
Supervillains swinging, flying freely.
They're gonna team up with the Avengers in the next one.
Nice.
The Avengers trailer was good.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone's sold on that. I mean,
yeah, they don't really have to hype.
You don't have to show me anything else. Like we're good to go. Let's go.
And then the halftime show, it was cool. I feel like I could have watched that same show. Like, it didn't feel like a Super Bowl halftime show. It felt like a show like, I don't know, on the Grammys or whatever other award shows. You know how people perform.
Mm-hmm.
It was nothing special. It was nothing crazy.
They should have thrown up Fortnite and Marshmallow.
That was crazy. And I know a lot of people who listen probably don't know what we're talking about. But there was a virtual concert on Saturday. In the game of Fortnite that was 100 times better than the Super Bowl halftime show.
Agreed.
And bigger. They were saying that he played in front of approximately 10 million people.
Cool.
And this is that artist, EDM artist, Marshmello. And dude, ever since then, I think right after he dropped the on Apple Music, probably other platforms, the Fortnite extended set, and it's 30 tracks that are just it's a continuous from 1 to 30, and it's just he breaks it down, and it's a lot of the music from what he played. And dude, I've been listening to that like on repeat.
Yeah.
It's actually really good. Anyway.
No, that was cool. That was really cool.
Yeah, so halftime show, Super Bowl commercials, all in all, didn't really do it for me.
They got number 6 though.
Yeah, they did get number 6, and I'm not a Patriot hater, Tom Brady hater, but it was boring. We talked about it with Marshall and Caesar, and we've said it's kind of like the Spurs, right? Like you expect them to make the playoffs. They just have that system. And that's what the Patriots are. It's kind of boring. It's kind of like you expect them to win. Yes, they're underdogs, but you somehow expect them to come out and win.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree too. I'm not hating. If you don't like it, go out there and beat them. I mean,
exactly.
There are many games where you can go out there and beat them, and the other teams didn't. So,
exactly. That Caesar's a Patriots fan, and so are some of our other friends, and that's their not argument because we don't talk about it like that, but the general public's argument, like you're tired of the Patriots winning, well, or they have a weak division. Okay, great. That's 6 games that they play against the other 3 teams in their division. What about the other 10 games?
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, we don't got to talk about football in depth
Too
here.
late. Too late. You already went into it.
Cassie, why doesn't football interest you? What about football is not interesting? Just curious.
How long do you have? I mean, we don't have all day for this. I'm just kidding.
In
not,
one sentence.
It's not. There's too many fucking players. Like, y'all know every name of every player for some reason. Don't know why. And it's like, it's too much for my brain, I guess. It doesn't interest me. The game itself is so short. By the time everybody gets on the field, by the time you go through all the commercials, it's like a 12-minute game that takes fucking 8 hours. Like, they do 2 hours. Have I said this already? 2 hours of pregame, 4 hours of a regular game, and then another 2 hours of postgame. It's like, we already watched the game. We don't need to hear all of your spiel on how the game went. And the pregame, it's like, can we just get to the game? Can't you fill that with something else? I don't know.
Let me make it better for you. What if we do 2 hours pregame with Tony Romo?
Yes.
4 hours game, Tony Romo.
Yes.
And then 2 hours post game, Tony Romo.
I'm all in.
See, there we go. Problem solved.
What?
I love Tony Romo.
What do you love about Tony Romo? He played football.
Face.
You attracted to Tony Romo?
He's a good-looking guy.
Oh, okay.
That's not surprising.
Nate.
It sucks that he had a sucky.
Yeah, he's not good at football. It's fine. It's whatever.
Nate, our friend, he was like, "Why does Tony Romo's voice sound like he's 70?" I guess he does sound kind of older. But it's interesting. I didn't know you were an admirer of Romo.
Yes. But no, football is so boring. So boring. I just fall asleep. He puts it on and I fall asleep. And then the whole day is wasted. So, you know.
I like that Jessica likes football because she likes the Texas Longhorns. So that trumps NFL for her. So she'll want to go watch a whole game. And at her dad's or here, like, we'll download an app before driving. She's like, I want to watch the game. So that's cool for me. When it comes to NFL, though, she's just, I like the Eagles. I like the Eagles. So she likes the Eagles.
That's not how it works.
But she doesn't care about them. But anyway, I just wanted to get your take, Cass, because I don't know if we've actually talked about why you're not into NFL. You play fantasy football with us.
Out of being forced to. I will gladly give it to anybody who's listening right now. If you need a fantasy football team, just let me know. Just DM me on Twitter. I'll give up my spot right now.
You can have the team Cass whooping ass.
Yeah.
Cass
whooping ass. I never whoop ass. Never. So,
Because you draft and you just leave it there. You don't do anything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a bye week.
That's a pain in the ass. That's a job in itself, having to set my lineup. I don't want to have to go pick up people, trade with people, see who's going to have the most points, because it's never the predicted points. So you're like, well, there goes my game because he couldn't score 5 points. For the love of God, how's he a negative? Like, it's just, oh my God, it's a pain in the ass.
I'm happy you shared that with us.
And y'all find that fun, though, right? Like,
yeah, hell yeah.
That's not fun.
You want to win.
Try managing 5 teams.
No, that sounds like a pain in the ass.
Well, we enjoy it.
Oh, I'm so glad that's over. Austin came home and he was like, "Let's throw the football around." I was like, "I'm sorry, Super Bowl's over. You have to wait till August. Sorry, no more football talk for you."
I don't want to hear the word football uttered out of your mouth.
Now we can get on with our lives.
The world can continue to spin.
Yes.
Me and Austin love football. Cassie, not so much. That's what you can take away from this conversation.
And I know y'all are like dying right now, like, "Oh my God, football's over," and it's like, finally, celebration.
It's sad.
Yeah.
Something that you did every week.
Not well.
What?
Not well. I didn't play fantasy football well. And you're not actually playing. Like, you're just watching it.
I'm not even talking about the fantasy part. I'm just saying spending your Sundays for 10 hours watching football.
That's too effing long. And that's the thing too.
It's now over.
Austin, that's what really makes me mad. He'll put a game on, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, who are you rooting for?" And he's like, "Oh, nobody." And I'm like, "Why are we watching it? You're not even going for a team. At least pretend like, oh, I've got 3 players on that team, like something." He's just like, "Oh, I don't know. We just has it on." Oh my goodness, wasting my time.
That's before we got the ticket. Now that we have the NFL ticket, I did watch like every Steelers game because I had Roethlisberger.
The ticket's the best, dude. Sunday ticket. I know it's expensive, but
it doesn't have to be. we paid for it, and then now because I know I'm going to get it again next year, I'm saving little by little each month. So I'll have it all by the time September comes.
I'm gonna do what you do. I thought I had to get it through DirecTV, but I can get it on the Xbox as an app. Mm-hmm. And that would have saved me a lot of money.
Yeah, just get the app.
It's a sad realization that football is over for the next couple of months.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, right. I mean, you got to hold over till March Madness and then...
Oh, side note, for anyone who's listening in San Antonio, we got a semi-pro football team. And I hear there's fantasy for them.
Oh!
Cool. That's cool.
But I think it's only 8 games or 9 games, and 5 of them are home games.
There you go.
That's something.
You got to get a T-shirt.
I don't know anything about them, but Marshall's been wanting to check them out.
It's the
tickets are like $14. Yeah, that's new, right?
Yeah, and what's the name of the team?
The Commanders. Okay. I have to look more into. I don't know anything about the rules or the fantasy aspect or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe,
I think there's fantasy. Let me just
maybe
say
this
that
came up in the news or something down there in San Antonio. But my mom texted me yesterday or the day before asking if DFW had an alliance team.
Do they?
Well, no, in my mind, I was like, we have an NFL team. We have the real deal. And we're going to get an XFL team.
Yeah, that's what I thought this was, because I heard about the XFL, and I was like, oh, this is something else, Alliance.
No, the XFL is not coming till 2020. But I will go to an XFL game.
Yeah, it'd be probably crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what y'all are saying about.
Oh, you need to see the documentary on the XFL. It's so good.
Who was it, Steve McMahon?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so good, the 30 for 30. Oh,
yeah.
It's so good.
Alrighty, well, sorry if we bored you.
Thank you for listening to our football podcast.
Talk is over. Thank God. We'll just end it here.
So going on to the next thing I wanted to bring up was 2 episodes ago, we did an episode with my wife, and we had a discussion, all 4 of us, of flying versus driving. You know, we wanted to help settle a debate of how the people would prefer to travel. From the polls that we put on Facebook and Twitter, on Facebook, 58% selected road trip, 42% selected flying. On Twitter, 57% selected flying, 43% selected road trip.
Huh.
So from that, it seems to be split.
Because, again, I think we talked about it on the podcast. Road trips, I think everyone was in agreement, are fun and fine, but not if you're driving to, we were talking about Boston from Texas, or if you're going to go to LA from Texas.
I mean, I think those could be fun.
Sounds awful, guys. My butt hurts just thinking about that.
I think it was just a general how they want to take it. I think Tori, somebody who commented on our Facebook post, put if money wasn't an issue, she would prefer a road trip. But she said she's not one to like. She said it's because her husband likes to drive 12 hours without stopping. Right. She said if she could do whatever, in a perfect world, if she could control the situation, she would be able to stop whenever she wanted, wherever she wanted, however long she wanted. If she had, all the money in the world to stay in a hotel,
right.
Which is what my thought process was. And I think yours too, Austin. If you're going to road trip and commit to the road trip, okay, this is where we're going to stop. This is what we're going to do when we stop there. This is how long we're going to stop for. Like you'll create an itinerary, I guess, right along the way.
Yeah, that just becomes part of the trip. The other sites you're going to see that aren't actually at your destination.
I like the idea of driving. I understand it's more risk, like Cassie was said. It's more
just in my head. I'm sure.
I guess.
I mean, yeah, it is more risk, but I'm sure not everybody feels that way. I can't stand driving.
And again, we don't have to talk about the whole thing again, but just wanted to share the results with everybody listening. Thank you for whoever voted on both platforms.
Sorry, who won?
It was 58-57.
Yeah, on separate platforms. It was flip-flopped. And Facebook, majority said road trip. On Twitter, majority said flying.
Yeah.
Who had the most votes?
Facebook had 12 votes. Twitter had 9. I think.
Y'all are
7.
slacking out
Twitter
there.
had 7.
You telling me only 20 people voted?
That was a good poll to put up, though, because a lot of people could relate to that. Anyway, going right along to the next topic here. What do we have here, Austin?
It's Lunar New Year.
The Lunar New Year?
Yeah.
What is this? When did it happen? Why do I care?
When did it happen?
It's today.
Nice. Happy Lunar New Year, everybody.
January 5th. It is now the year of the pig. We just ended the year of the dog. And
so what is this year's... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's just the new year for a number of Asian cultures and countries.
So is there like a description, like a zodiac sign? This is not a zodiac sign. It's not the same thing.
It's what you think of when you think of like the Chinese zodiac. So the year you were born relates to an animal.
I found it very interesting when we traveled to China. People don't ask like how old are you? They ask what is your Chinese zodiac sign or what is your sign, and from there, because they know it's every 12 years, they can kind of guess how old you are without.
Yeah.
Without having to ask you, like, oh, how old are you? If they know you're a dog, well, you know what I mean?
So
they can count.
So there's 12 animals used.
Right.
This is the year of the pig.
Yes.
what is your year, my year, and Cassie's year?
Our year?
Right? Isn't that the right? Isn't that?
The animal.
You mean the animal?
Oh, I'm sorry. What is the animal of that year, of our years?
So y'all's would be a snake.
Nice.
And then mine is a dragon.
Fuck, that's badass. So my next question was going to be, out of the 12 animals, what is the coolest one? Probably a dragon.
The luckiest is a dragon in the culture, right?
There's a whole story that goes along with this, but basically, the emperor wanted to. What? Why you shake your head?
I have no idea what that story is. I'm sure she talked about it on the tour, but she talked about so much stuff, like it just right over my head.
This is what I'm pulling from when we went to China, so I'm gonna get a bunch of this stuff wrong. But the gist of it is, the emperor back in the day wanted to hold like a contest to, I guess, pick these animals in the order that they would be in, and so he had them do like a race. I don't know how far or whatever, but each animal, there's like a story that went with it to explain like why the rat finished in first place, but yet the dragon finished in fourth, or the pig finished in sixth or whatever. So that's how they lined up. There is an actual like order to them, but I know a bunch of. I mean, you always hear that dragon is usually the one that most people want to be born under.
Because it's the coolest, or because of what it represents?
What it represents, luckiest, prosperity, like it's the best of everything. Type of stuff.
And then people don't have babies in certain years,
right?
Or try not to. I thought that was interesting.
What describes the snake for Cassie and I? If luck and prosperity is the dragon, what's the snake?
Oh, I don't know if luck and prosperity. That was just what I was saying.
Oh. What's the...
It's supposed to be everything for the dragon, apparently.
No. I mean...
It is.
But real quick synopsis. Snakes are humorous and sophisticated. They don't like small talk or thinking about small everyday problems. In a chaotic environment, they are the eye of the storm. Snakes are able to hold their ground and calmly think of solutions.
That's like me to a T. I'm sure Jessica's laughing.
So whatever the little mat, the little paper mat at the
Oh
restaurant.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? They say that the snake is vain, and I totally agree with that. They care about appearance.
I don't know. I'm not like. No, I don't agree with that. That's not what Austin read. So
maybe, but maybe okay. So maybe not your appearance, but like everything else, like.
So.
Things that you have, you wear, you live, appearance.
Oh, okay, not physical, but like
thing.
Status.
Right. For me, it is physical. I mean, I don't look great, but I still.
Yeah,
care.
I guess the other ways around too. Like, Jessica's always saying I'm buying expensive things.
So, before I read the dragon, I was reading this about the snake. Like I said, there was a race or whatever. Mm-hmm. It says, because of their similar looks, the snake and dragon, which were all three of us or one of them, were good friends. They arrived at the same time, but unfortunately, due to the size difference, the emperor first saw the dragon and then the snake. So that's why they're right next to each other.
And that's why the dragon's first.
Aww.
Yeah.
Babe, we can be friends.
Yeah, we can be friends.
Oh yeah, and then they're supposed to be like certain animals pair well together and don't.
Right.
Pair well together.
So the snake and dragon pair well together?
No, they do not. Well, it's not that they don't, but they list like the 3 animals that pair well with the snake, and then the 3 that don't are the worst to be with. The dragon is in neither of those. Okay, for dragons, people born in the year of the dragon are steadfast in their beliefs. They will never slack off on responsibilities nor be unnecessarily suspicious. People rarely lose trust in these honest people.
Very nice.
Finish reading the paragraph.
I mean, okay.
The next paragraph. No, I like the next paragraph too.
Oh, they don't waste money, but also don't pay much attention to it. Adventurous entrepreneurs at heart, they dream of shooting to fame. Sometimes their efforts go to waste, though. Still, their lives revolve around work.
I agree with some of that. For you?
So yeah, I mean, I've always agreed with the dragon, but I'm sure all of these with this and then the zodiac symbols, Aquarius, all that stuff. You can see yourself in any of these, but
So you didn't read the men and the women's one for snakes.
I can if you want me to. So I was just gonna read like the personality and characteristics of each one, but the dragon doesn't have anything under that section. That's why I did it differently. But I can read what the men and women have for snakes.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it since Cassie and I are both intrigued.
Okay. Men born in the snake year are mysterious and experienced. They are gentle and know how to say the right things. In an awkward situation, they can easily be depended on to crack a joke. Different from others, these men believe in romance. They often give their significant other sweet surprises. They are also creative and empathetic.
I'm sure Jess can attest that is true.
However, they crave to be the
Babe,
center
stop
of
listening.
attention and easily become jealous. This makes it harder for them to socialize.
I mean, everybody's a little jealous.
Not like a snake.
No, it's not true.
Okay, what's Cassie's?
Women born in the snake year are graceful and elegant. They are beautiful.
That's not true. I'm just kidding.
They are beautiful both inside and out. Their confidence is manifested in their high fashion and appreciation for classic art. They are always thinking ahead, though they often act as if they don't care. They have high standards for friends. They desire for wealth and power. With their intelligence and skills, success shouldn't be a problem. However, their greatest fault is their jealousy. They cannot stand seeing others who are more successful. This becomes motivation to work harder and become better, though.
I don't agree with the jealousy. I don't understand the jealousy thing. Some people get so mad, and it's like, good for them, you know? I don't know. But most of that's true.
I can read my negative as a dragon. These men are completely fine alone. They either marry at a young age or remain as a bachelor. For significant others, they need someone that can help and support his career.
That is,
True.
I think that is totally you.
All true. 100% true.
If Cassie didn't come and, put a ring on it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't feel as gracious and elegant or high fashion.
But this is probably a good tweet, but remember that one time you put an outfit together from random clothes and some mannequin in the store actually had those random clothes on?
Yes, I do remember that. I was so...
You're a fashionista
so
right there.
No.
That was
You were setting the trend.
That was snake working in you.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, doesn't this look great together? And then I saw it on a mannequin, and I was like, son of a... Everybody's got this outfit on.
I was going to say earlier, you had mentioned how, these are worded to, like, fit anybody's, what do you want to call it, description.
Right. Anyone can see themselves in each one.
I personally don't believe in, like, horoscopes, zodiac signs, things like that, for that reason. Not yet.
And yet.
Oh, and yet, sorry. And yet. No, I mean, you're making me say that. There's no and yet.
We got him. We got him.
I didn't make you say anything.
You influenced me.
And yet that described me perfectly.
I just never really took them into, like, serious...
Oh, wait, let me read this one more part.
...consideration.
The snake will not believe any of this. Damn, you just got.
I don't know. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I think I used to at one point, like, when horoscopes were, like, a thing. I feel like there was an age where like, people were, like, totally reading their horoscopes in the paper every day.
I remember that. I
Back
don't know
when
if it
people
was at
read
the
the
same
paper.
time.
It was like
I don't know if
it was like in high
the same
school,
time,
wasn't it? Didn't it feel like it was?
I'd say like middle school.
Oh, maybe late middle school to high school. I don't know. And then I saw a documentary or something on YouTube, and it was someone basically debunking it, writing something relatable for a classroom of students, and every single one of them said they could relate. But I think he handed it to the next person, and they said they could relate to the same thing. Like, it was like an experiment. And it's kind of like what horoscopes are. What's that?
You can see yourself in any of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, at that point, it kind of turned me off to the idea of, like, well, it's not in the stars. It's not, this is my opinion, obviously, but it's not in the stars. It's not fate, or not fate. Whatever people who believe in horoscopes believe, it's not that. It's kind of just something the way that it's written.
And yet, you thought that described you perfectly.
I went along with it,
But I do see people that use horoscopes or believe in this and that, I see it as the same thing as having like a motivational not word of the day, but like a quote of the day or something. It's just something to give you that energy to be like, yeah, I am going to go get it today, or yeah, this is my week to do so and so or something. So it's just kind of what little extra that helps them out to do whatever it is they want to do.
I get that. And if that's the purpose of it, I totally support that, because that does make a difference.
Side note, the quote of the day, like, I never understood why people posted those things. Like, never. I was like, why are they posting all of these motivations and quotes? And I just, like, scroll past or scroll through. And then I don't know when it was, like, it just, some of it started making sense. I was like, oh, God, I'm getting pulled in.
It's relatable.
That makes perfect sense.
It probably wasn't relatable at the time, but it's relatable now.
But it was the same topics, you know, like this, I can't even give an example, but the same type of topics.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nah, that doesn't interest me. And then recently I'm like, oh, yes. You know, it's so weird that you mentioned that.
Cool. So, happy Lunar New Year again to everybody listening. So, like, are there fireworks in China?
Yes. I mean, there are a bunch of fireworks all over.
Well, I guess you said not China, but it's celebrated in different parts of the world.
Well, no, China's celebrating it too. But a bunch of countries in Asia are, having huge fireworks, huge parade celebrations. I mean, I even tweeted, like, this would be the perfect time. This whole span would be the perfect time to go back to Disneyland in Shanghai or Hong Kong. Because it's just like New Year's here. It's a big event with fireworks.
Are they
parades.
Are they off of work tomorrow?
I don't know about that.
I'm just saying. I'm just curious. Interesting. So what do they do on December 1st? I'm sorry, December 31st. What's that?
It's a regular day to them.
They don't celebrate regular New Year's.
They still do. Again, they overlap each other. So I mean, you know, like. Their year is the year 2019 when January 1st hits, so I guess they're ahead of us, but you know what I mean. And then this is just it's a separate thing. 2 concurrent calendars, you know?
Yeah, I get it. They made up a holiday.
we made up New Year's.
Speaking of holidays, Valentine's Day.
V-Day.
Is that next week already?
Yes, Thursday.
When this comes out, it'll be this week.
Okay. Well, hopefully everyone's listening. Anyone who's listening is getting ready to celebrate. Do you consider Valentine's a holiday?
No, I don't have the day off.
That doesn't mean it's a holiday.
I think it's a holiday. It's a holiday in that people sell stuff, so.
And people celebrate it.
Yeah. There's a theme.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it is. There's a theme to it.
I'm trying to think back, and I don't know if I've ever really cared for it.
Go on.
I mean,
oh my God, did we never give you any Valentine's Day cards at St. James?
I know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I remember giving cards, getting cards, creating a box out of a shoebox, you know, all that stuff.
Yes.
But, like, now it's like, I can show Jess that I love her. You can show Cassie you love her. Cassie can show you that she loves you. Why do you need a certain day to tell you that to do that? Not necessarily you, but in general. Why would somebody need a certain day?
Because Cassie and I like decorating and themes.
Oh, this is true. Y'all do like seasons and stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just a day to remind you of your loved ones, I guess, aside from like an anniversary or something. But it's not just like your significant other. They do like the girlfriend Valentine's Day version of it, right?
I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Where your girlfriends celebrate with each other on February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day.
What about guys, though? Like, let's say I want to celebrate Valentine's Day with Austin.
It's not I'll just say it's not a thing.
Okay.
Sure, you can, but it's
you can do it, but it's frowned upon.
The day is called Valentine's Day. They're like your girlfriends, you know?
Oh.
That's just recent, though. That wasn't like always a thing.
I've never heard of it. Do y'all celebrate it? Do y'all go out?
We don't. What a bum. No, we don't. I do like to get the chocolate on sale, 50% off on the 15th. So we'll go to Walmart at like 7 in the morning when they're still marking it down. And I just grab all the chocolate.
So you're going to go on Friday before work?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What's the question?
Is that a question?
It'll be sold out by the time I get off of work.
It'll be sold out by the time you get to work. By the time we get to work at 8 a.m., it'll be sold out already. Like, we need to get there early. See,
I'm not one for candy and trying to go out to eat for Valentine's is probably hectic.
Impossible. Yeah. You think it was like a young thing? Like, we're just getting too old for it? Like, back in high school, your boyfriend got you balloons or flowers or the carnations that you'd give out or,
I don't remember doing anything in high school.
But was it a big thing? Like, you saw a lot of flowers, you saw a lot of balloons, teddy bears.
Girls expected to get something from their significant others.
Well, and you had those grams too, right?
Yeah. So I'm saying you think we grew out of it, like...
I don't know. I don't even know if I get the holiday. I mean, like I said, I don't need
understand it.
I don't need a day to tell me to take Jessica out to dinner, to buy her flowers, or,
When's the last time you bought her flowers?
It's been a little while, but she told me she doesn't like to put the flower. So I've bought them from 1-800-Flowers, and my thought process is like, I see them online, I click it, I pick the vase, I type everything out, send it on a date. It gets there on the date, and that's it. She sends me a picture. Oh, she's surprised, happy, she's happy. It wasn't until recently I found out that when she receives the package, she has to put everything together. It doesn't come in the vase with water.
That can't be right.
That's how 1-800-Flowers does it, or I don't know who I bought it from, but whoever I bought them from. And
no, there's delivery services that it comes made already.
Well, maybe I didn't pay for that. I don't know. Maybe there was a button I did check or something.
I bet that's what
she shouldn't have to assemble them.
No, she has to assemble it, but I didn't know that. I always get the picture with them in there, and she's happy about it. But we were talking about it probably a week or two ago. I was like, "So what do you want for Valentine's Day?" She's like, I don't know. She's like, don't send me flowers, though. Like, she told me not to send her flowers.
Oh, that's the whole point. Like, if the flowers come in a big bouquet to work, and then everybody goes, ooh, it's over it. Not just assemble it.
Ooh, you got a box. Together. Ooh, there's flowers.
Now you got to put that
What's in the box?
Together.
Ooh, there's a vase. Ooh, you got to put it together. That sucks. I don't know. So,
what a great boyfriend. Like, no, they're supposed to be together already. Like, oh, those are so pretty, kind of thing.
I mean, that's what I thought was happening. So anyway, those are my thoughts on it. We'll probably, I mean, we're not going to go out to eat because, like I said, it's probably crazy.
I don't believe in the holidays, so we're not going to do anything.
Maybe I'll make her something, or I don't know. Got a little over a week to think about it. If you're listening to this and you haven't done anything yet, you have less than a week.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're listening to this after the fact, you missed it. But anyway.
I will say, I feel like we used to do gifts and stuff, babes. Because you, bought me earrings one year, and I don't know, John, if you could see, but he bought me, a big-ass Valentine card.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
That thing is huge. We used to do stuff.
Oh, that's old, though. That's just decoration now.
Yeah. And he would bring me flowers and stuff to work. Not so much anymore.
How do y'all store all this stuff? Because I just realized you just said you like the holiday because you like to decorate. Do you have different bins for different months of the year?
You see those bins?
That's all Christmas.
But I'm saying, so you have designated bins for...
Yes. Mm-hmm. Some bins go together. I'll put Thanksgiving and Halloween together. Christmas, I bought those bins on sale. They just need to be organized, but yeah.
I'm just curious. For as much as y'all like to decorate, do you have a lot of bins? Or a lot of storage, rather?
For decorations, no.
You need more storage?
Or
more decorations?
Both, I would say, right?
I'm planning on dedicating March as, our anniversary and putting our wedding sign-in sheet or whatever it's called, guest book, on the mantle.
You're gonna decorate for the month of your wedding?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
And then Easter.
And then my birthday in May.
That could be Vegas theme or in Vegas.
Just pictures of John. Yeah, sure.
Through the years, just frames, just put them up around the house. Dang, it's gonna be a year since y'all been married next month.
Yep.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Time flies.
That is crazy. Speaking of a year, the next episode that is released on the...
Drum roll, please.
The next episode that is released on the 18th is...
President's Day.
Is President's Day.
Yes.
Is our 1 year... Is the podcast 1 year anniversary. So we have ideas of what we want to do during that episode. I don't know if... it's going to be a combination, a collection of everything that we've probably done all in one episode. Yes. All the fun segments that we've done, maybe we're going to do a look back. We have some stats that we're proud of to share with everybody as far as how far we've come from last February. So it should be a good episode. So that's something y'all can look forward to. But yeah, 1 year. Be on the lookout for that next week on the 18th when we release it. But I think it's time to bring this episode to a close. You guys have any final thoughts today?
I had a challenge. I don't know if we want to go through it.
Yeah.
Okay. So really quickly, our Cassie's challenge. So the challenge for the 1 year anniversary of Third Life Crisis podcast is going to be creating a dog profile meme of your dog. And so you can dress your dog however you want and something that describes your dog as a meme. I'm thinking of like a person, like, you give them an actual bio or whatever.
So this is going to be due next episode?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we have Cassie's challenge. We'll go ahead and present that next week. Other than that, thank you guys for hanging out with us, checking us out. Again, we're on social media. Please check us out.
At Third Life Podcast, 3RD Life Podcast. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. Leave a comment, rate, and thanks for listening.
All right, guys. Thank you again for hanging out with us. Today, we will see you guys next week for the 1 year episode.
Let's go get that money, people.
Take care.
Bye, guys.
Later.
It's not just like your significant other. They do like the girlfriend Valentine's Day version of it, right?
I've never heard of that in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Where your girlfriends celebrate with each other on February 13th, the day before Valentine's Day.
What about for the brothers? Okay, I'll probably edit that part out.
That's your blooper. That's
No way,
the blooper.
Dude. No way.
Yes.